If you want to start an entrepreneurship journey, listen to this vlog, to this daily, because me, Guillaume, I'm an entrepreneur since 15 years, and I got a lot of stuff to tell you. But before, thank you so much for being on this secondary channel. My name is G. I just publish raw vlogs about my life, and here we are on my studio in my new house in south of France. Just made it new, this studio, okay? And I plan to publish a video every day talking about the journey of an entrepreneur and also to talk about the tech industry and everything. So subscribe, guys. All right, you know what? I just recorded actually a 20 minutes daily that I was about to post, but actually I prefer to summarize it now and to reshoot it again, okay? If you want to start an entrepreneurship journey, there's a lot of stuff you need to understand that you need to see before. Why? Because I think, and I have a bootcamp with entrepreneurs, so I know what I'm talking about. I help them build their product on a 4 to 6 weeks window, and we publish that. And after we get the first client, and etc., etc. I can tell you something, most of the people don't want to be entrepreneur. Why? Because being an entrepreneur, it's doing a lot of shit. It's not at all what you see on Building Public. It's not at all what you see online. Being an entrepreneur, it's really hard. And it's not because it's hard you can't do it. It's hard because you will have to learn a lot from you and from the others. And that's probably the first point I want to talk about. I don't understand people who think that day one, when they publish a product, they think it's going to work like that. Basically, when you create a product, and it happens to everybody, it's going to take you a long time to have your first clients and to have your first pool of money, audience / customers, okay? It's going to take you time. Even if you got 185k followers, like I do on Code with Guillaume, my main YouTube channel, I launched product that made 0 sales. 0 sales, okay? That's totally normal. It's not because you have an audience that you can make money. Some people don't get audience and they make money. Some people get audience and they don't make money. That's the game, okay? So if you think that day one it's going to be easy to make money, you're wrong. You will have to wait a long time. So first thing, if you start an entrepreneurship journey, you got to be patient. Second thing, you got to be resilient. Resilient, it's the capacity of surviving, the capacity of reinventing everything, okay? So basically, entrepreneurs have a lot of failures, right? When you see them successful, you don't see that behind. There's years and years of failed company, money lost, people deceived, a lot of stuff like that, right? And when you start your entrepreneur journey, it's not about one company most of the time, it's about 10 or 20 different companies, and the company that is going to succeed, behind it, there is 10 companies failed in average. It's always the same. Whenever you leave, whoever entrepreneur you're going to talk to, it's going to be this schema for sure, okay? Some people have massive failure before having a success. So it's going to be the same case for you guys. Even if you start today, there's a possibility you will make millions in 1 year. I'm not saying that. But if you see the amount of people trying and the percentage is so small, under 0.000x% of people who make millions the first year, there is absolutely no chance that it's going to happen for you. Probably you will have better chance going to play lottery and get money from it, okay? So this second point is about the fact that you have to learn how to be resilient because it's going to be a very long journey. Me personally, let me give you an example. I didn't start by entrepreneurship at first. I mean, I was a freelancer, then I had an agency, we can call that entrepreneurship. But I was making money because of my services. This is not something scalable, right? A real big business, to me, it's necessarily scalable. Like, it doesn't need the 24 hours of my life to content every client, okay? It's the product that will content automatically the client. So I had so many failures, guys. I probably launched 100, yeah, I would say 100 products. I got the complete list, I got to show it to you. And I made money probably with four or five maximum. If I remember well, it's 4, yeah. So, as you see, it was a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of time where I said to all my friends, you're going to see this one, it's going to work, and it failed, so you look ridiculous. But that's the game, right? That's the game. You try a lot of stuff until it sticks, okay? Everybody has this experience, and it's going to be the same for you. So, of course, you need to ship fast, but you need also not to lock in. Lock in is totally wrong. I made a daily yesterday about that. You need to work efficiently. And that's what I did. That's what I did. I had to wait. And I gotta say that with time and experience, you fail less. Okay? We never talk about that. But you fail less with time and experience. Okay? So that was the second point. Now I want to talk about the third point. The third point is the fact that if you start an entrepreneurship journey today, in 2025, there's some stuff that you gotta know that are probably different if you started 20 years ago, 30 years ago. The first thing that you need to know is that it's really easy to create a company. It's even harder to make it grow. So it's really easy to create a company because you go online, you create a website, and you pretend to be a company. And if you make the money, you create the company, etc., etc. Okay? So it's really fast. Today, I can create 10 companies if I want. Okay? I pick a name, generate a landing page, publish it, whatever. Okay? There's no service, nothing yet, but I propose to the client to pay me for a service, end of the day. Okay? It's really easy. But the fact that you, me, everybody is going to watch this video. Everybody outside of the watchers of this video are able to do it in 10 minutes. Make it even harder because there's a massive amount of offers, okay? And the client's demand is still the same. It's still very low. So there's a lot of offers and very few demands. So a lot of competition that actually increase massively the possibility for you to succeed to sell your product, okay? So there's techniques, of course, publishing online every day, having a marketing strategy, blah, 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 etc., etc. But everybody knows that. So you got to understand that in 2025, making a company, it's easy, but make it grow and make money, it's harder because of competition. The second point, it's also about competition, but it's counterintuitive. It's the contrary about what I just said. It's not because there's no competition that you shouldn't try. Which is really cool in 2025. It's that you can find co-founders, people who can work with you via the web immediately. And that's amazing. But that's also an issue because the talents, they are able actually to do a lot of stuff that most of people can't do. That's why we call them talents. And so to get talents, it's impossible. I'm telling you this, it's impossible to get real talents. Real talents are hired by big corporations with 6 figures salaries. And so if you find a talent, if you don't get the money to pay him or to offer him the best condition to work, he will never come to work at your company, okay? Whatever it's on-site or remote or hybrid, whatever, like, if you want to play this game, you're going to lose every time because the big corporation offers every day 6-figure salary with the best conditions. And when you start as an entrepreneur, you don't get money. And if you get money, like, you can't afford such a talent. And that we come to the third point just after that, but you got to understand that if you want to succeed, you got to have the best talent and to have the best person to work in your team. Otherwise, you will never compete. You will never compete with a big corporation, and you will never compete with the best indie hackers. That's the thing. The third point is that if you start your entrepreneurship journey and you have a talent, or you are a talent like we just talked about, in design, marketing, engineering and stuff, in 2025, after the COVID, probably the best solution is not to be an entrepreneur. Probably the best solution is to get a job, very high paid, with no responsibilities, with a massive insurance, and go live remote, try to negotiate, and you will be a king. Because most of this salary, if you are a talent, will get you way much more money than whatever company in average you can build. And this is the trap. This is the trap of indie hacking and indie builders. They think about freedom and they think about wealth. Freedom is not going to come because wealth will not arrive in time. It's always the case. Okay? Just think about that. Just think about that. It will probably change a lot of stuff in your mind if you want to start to being an entrepreneur. Me, I consider myself an entrepreneur not because I am an entrepreneur and I have a successful company. I consider myself as an entrepreneur naturally because I had to create my own job. In the conditions where I had no opportunity. I created my own job, which was to be a freelancer, developer freelancer. And then I created an agency where we created more than what I was able to do. And then I joined companies as a CTO and stuff. And I still consider myself as an entrepreneur just because I'm independent. But I'm not a real entrepreneur at the sense where I have millions in loan that I invested in some kind of business to earn money. I never did that, and I think I will never do it. Because I'm aware of who I am, what I can do, and what I want. And I don't want to have that on my back. Thank you so much for following that. See you guys.